Hey everyone! Today, we'll be diving into a situational jungle route and related playstyle that you can use to shoot ahead of the enemy jungler in XP and make super impactful plays on the map. Let's jump in. And here's the route. Now, clearing every camp may not seem like a revolutionary idea, but what makes this route so effective is using it in the right situation with the right mindset. This route will give you level 4, which almost no jungler will match. So you will be higher level than the opponent jungler, which can be abused. Beyond that, your second clear will be super efficient, in a straight line with all respawned, higher XP camps, propelling you even farther ahead. After the second clear, you'll likely be level 6 or very close, allowing for super high impact ganks followed up by objectives. So while level 3 ganks like this one are very effective, you usually aren't able to get much more than just the kill off of it, because you're just too low level to actually go down and look for a dragon, or take the herald, or quickly push and finish off a tower. It's just too early in the game, you're too low level, you're not powerful enough, so you just get the kill after the gank, which is fine. However, if you compare that to a gank like this one that we see right here, this one has so much more potential for big plays on the map. If you're able to land a successful gank here, you could feasibly even push for first tower as a level 6 with 2 people to help you out here, or you could very easily at level 6 go ahead and take a dragon. So with this path and with this full clear route, you're spending more time in the jungle, but when you do come onto the map, it's going to be more effective and you're going to be able to take more actual objectives that help your team win the game. Beyond these very impactful power spike ganks that enable you to take objectives, this route also excels at counter ganking. Since you'll pretty much always be higher level than the enemy jungle, if you quickly respond to their ganks, you'll often be at an advantage. To see more on this, let's jump into some gameplay. Here we are with the challenger Lee Sin utilizing this route by starting at blue, taking Gromp and Wolves, then pathing to the bottom side for Raptors. And one really important thing to note about Raptors is that you should quickly kill off 3 small Raptors to get level 3. This is super important, so don't forget this. And he finishes up Raptor, Red Buff, and Krugs as his next steps. However, as Lee is clearing Krugs, Elise ganks bottom, and Lee reacts immediately. He flashes in, then prioritizes finishing Zyra first since she's closer to safety, and Miss Fortune has no real chance of escaping. So even with this farm-focused route, Lee was able to impact the map by having good awareness of his surroundings and a readiness to react to ganks, which is key to this playstyle. Moving on, Lee pushes the wave, then returns to finish off the Krugs so they'll be respawned and worth more XP next time he comes around, before heading back to base and running straight to the top side in preparation for another full clear. Moments later, he sees Camille and Elise going for a dive top, and once again reacts. So again, Lee is able to impact the map by paying attention and reacting quickly. After pushing out, it's back to the original plan of full clearing to the bottom again. But remember that Lee didn't finish Krugs until after the counter gank bottom, so there will be a delay on its spawn. When this happens, use that time to grab vision or a scuttle if you can. However, since Lee has a lot of extra XP and hit level 6 already, he can start looking for a gank right away. So Lee heads down toward bottom lane to force a play, but dies quickly to an Elise counter gank. So what's the deal? Wasn't this supposed to work since he was level 6? Well, the problem here is Elise, a champion that doesn't really rely on level 6 at all to be incredibly deadly. No other champion has as much hard CC and burst damage as Elise pre-6, and we saw that here. But we learned a very valuable lesson from this. With this strategy, you have very little vision control because you're hard farming. So it's very possible that you'll be counter ganked due to having less vision than the enemy team. So you need to ensure that your XP lead actually means that you're more powerful than the enemy jungler, which is almost always the case, but wasn't in this scenario. We promised that this strategy would have worked out beautifully against really any other pre-6 jungler, other than Elise just messing with our shit. I mean, what could Kindred, Sejuani, Warwick, or others do to stop this gank without their ults? Pretty much nothing, right? The moral of the story is this: don't just autopilot force because you're level 6. You still need to use your brain and weigh the potential outcomes of the force. Let's see another example from a game where our jungler doesn't have easy counter ganks falling into his lap, because that won't always be the case. Here we are with Nocturne as he utilizes the same exact route from blue all the way up to Krugs. While killing Krugs, Graves ganks bottom with only red. And obviously Nocturne can't counter gank this, so what does he do? Well, he instantly moves out onto the map to take the valuable scuttle. And being able to safely find a little extra XP like this is super important, because just doing the full clear twice will leave you 1 camp or about 3 minions short of level 6. But if you're able to invade for 1 camp, take a scuttle like Nocturne did here, or find a successful gank or counter gank like the Lee Sin from earlier, you should hit 6 no problem. Anyway, Nocturne heads back to base as he should before running back to bottom to catch the respawns. But he's invaded before he can start farming, narrowly surviving, and with a good collapse from his team, eventually winning the fight. With Graves dead, it's another great chance to take some farm outside the standard route with a Raptor steal. So Nocturne isn't just AFKing in his jungle farming. He's moving out when he knows where the enemy jungler is and has the clear, safe opportunity to do so. After the invade, it's time to get back to the plan and do that second full clear, starting at the Gromp and moving all the way up to Krugs, hitting level 6 at around 630. And at this point, Graves is level 4 to Nocturne's level 6. So this is when Nocturne can start looking to force plays on the map. And we can see Nocturne doing this, really looking for a play, trying to make something happen. But he doesn't see anything enticing, so he just recalls before running back to the bottom side to grab his respawning blue. And if we look at the map right now, we see that Nocturne's mid laner isn't in lane, and the enemy bot lane isn't either. So he has no real gank options right now. So how does he capitalize on this experience lead that he has built if he can't gank? Well, he forces an objective, of course. Either they get the objective for free, or the red team tries to fight with a much weaker jungle and likely loses the engage and the objective. So if you can't find ganks at 6, try forcing an objective to either gain an advantage through taking that objective or creating a fight in which you are much stronger than your opponent. Looking back on these two games, in both scenarios, the jungler doing the full clear strategy was able to maintain a 2 to 3 level lead the entire game, allowing them to have a huge impact in fights as well as controlling objectives with ease. And the last thing that I want to mention real quick is that this strategy can work on almost any jungler with a strong clear, but is best suited to champions with strong level 6 spikes, like the ones that you see here, as well as others. So we hope that you'll try out this strategy. Just be sure that while you're farming, you're ready to react to ganks, and that you create and force advantages with your XP lead when you get it. Thanks for watching.